I'm going to assume it was little white children in that Pepper elementary school in California that was making these racist drawings and to little black children or more American children for the month of February. Oh, they were saying all types of stuff, calling them monkeys and you're my favorite slave, and one even put like a hanging, I guess a slave hanging or something to that extent. And it's ironic because it's been going on. See, because if it was going on, if they're just saying it's going on for the month of February, then you already know that it's been going on before February. Wouldn't that make sense? Common sense. So not in just California, but you talking about racist states. You know what I'm saying? That still carrying these sentiments, but not only that, they're in the children. So if they're in the children, then that means point blank that the parent is dishing it out in most cases to the children, and the children are learning it, and then they're coming back and they're mimicking what their parents is either teaching them or what they are experiencing through interaction with somebody else. But see, not only that, the school is the culprit. How is the school the culprit? Because the school teaches that this is our culture, this is our heritage, this is us, slaves. The school teaches this. How does the school teach this? Because the school says nothing about history before the American slave history. All they talk about is the slave trade. All they tell is lies. Like the General Napoleon said, history is nothing but lies agreed upon. It's just a bunch of lies agreed upon. So being agreed upon that we were shipped over here on ships, and it was over 12 million of us. It was shipped over here. Where's the ships at? Where are the relics of the 12 million, the chains? See, they supposed to use all these chains. They supposed to have all these ships. They supposed to have all these ships that had the carriages where they had people under. But you can find Noah's Ark, but you can't find these ships. There's something that's not adding up here. This is topsy-turvy. This is ludicrous, outrageous, and a bunch of shenanigans, no matter how you slice it. So they're already lying in the school to us. They've been lying to us, and they lie to their own children and any other children that go through their schools. Because this slavery thing is a farce. It's a lie. If you go and you look and if you do research and you teach your children that not only were Moorish Americans, or what we call today black, already here before the European came, but we were already here before other races even came, before they even thought about a slave ship, before they even thought about voyaging over here. Christopher Columbus in 1492, when they was talking about voyaging, coming over here, taking the voyage over here, where he thought he thought he was going to India or whatever. Even when Vespucci, or the other Italian guy that they named America after, they say they named America after, even came over here. Check out Adam Sertima. Well, they came before Columbus, or let me see. I got to think some books here. I know Neon Akbar got some nice books, and it's some Europeans, some Italians, and some Jews that got some nice books that tell you a lot of the truth of how the Moorish Americans or black people were already here. If you go down there in Mexico and you look at the monolith, the monolith of the head of that looks just like what they call a quote unquote Negro head, you can go back and find it where I think it was Ethiopia. The same head. You can find relics of so many things that's over here in America that's before slavery, before Christopher Columbus or anybody else of the European race, that are go straight back Africa, that them people, our people were already over here in the Caribbean, all down there in Brazil, all up in Canada, all up to North, Central, South America, all over. So these Indians and how they play games with trying to make us think that the Indians are these light skinned people, these fake Indians. Let's just do it like that. Let's just keep it real for a change. These fake Indians they got out here calling themselves Indians or Native Americans, they fake too. And some of the people in their race will even tell you the truth about this history. So while they're teaching our children these lies in school, we're suffering because our children are not only be taught these lies, I'm talking about every child is being taught these lies in school. And they're perpetuating these lies. And it's 2024. And the reason I say 2024 is because it's going to be the same shenanigans in 2024. Okay, sweetie. The same shenanigans in 2024. So I have to teach my children the truth. I cannot teach my children these lies that they continue to perpetuate in the schools. They continue to perpetuate on February, Black History Month. That's what they call it. So Black history means you're out of the Constitution because you're calling yourself black. For one thing, and black alludes to what? Slavery. So these children that are talking to these children that are calling themselves black according to the Constitution, according to Chief Justice Roger Taney, who said in the Dred Scott case in 1860, I want to say 65, 60, 1860, 59, Sanford, Dred Scott versus Sanford, look it up, who said the black man has no rights that the white man has to respect. And that law has not been changed according to my research. Now you can do more research, but according to my research, that law has not been changed. So as long as we continue to call ourselves black, they feel like it's in the law. They have the right to call you a slave. They got the right. See, their parents are teaching them the law. They don't teach that in school. They don't teach the law in school and they don't teach us business in school. Why they don't teach these things? Because these things will wake you up to the Declaration of Independence. These things will wake you up to when it says we hold these truths to be self-evident that all men, I'm going to say women too, are created equal. That they are endowed with certain unalienable rights. That means rights that nobody can give you but your creator. They are endowed with unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Now, if they don't teach our children the understanding of where these people are coming from when the police get off, when they shoot somebody like Tyree Nichols down, and they shoot off, and they get off where they shoot somebody like Michael Brown down or Sandra Bland get killed in prison, and even going back all the way back to Rodney King. Go all the way back to Rodney King, where they got off. Why are they getting off? They're getting off because of the law. The law. Stop calling your children black. Stop calling your children black. Stop calling your children black. You can call them a Hebrew. You can call them a Jew. You can call them a Moorish American. But as long as you call your children Negro, black, colored, then guess what? You're deluding to slavery. You're deluding to slavery. Why? Because these were the names that were given to you like a name was given to a dog. They were given to us so that they could take away the right for us to petition to the courts, the international court, the UN, other nations to help us in our fight. They were taking it, so the only way they could strip it away was saying, if we call them Negro, then they can't go back and say, I honor my mother and my father because I can link to Africa, or I can link to South America, Central America, or North America, or even up in Canada. I can't link to these things because nobody's name is Negro. No country name is Negro. No country name is black. No ancestor left a country named black. No ancestor left a country named colored. Morocco was dominating the whole North and South Africa. And when they dominated it, they dominated all the way over to before the Great Atlantic Earthquake, all the way over to South America. On up, they migrated on up to Central America, on up to North America, on up to Canada. And then when years later and decades later and centuries later, when Christopher Columbus and whoever else, he never really made up to North America, but whoever else took the voyage over here, they had to change our names to Indians. They started calling us Indians. Why did they call us Indians? Because India, now check this out. You can go over there to India right now. India still, to this day, know that that's not their people over here, the Indians. They're Indians. They'll tell you that's not my people. No, because what they did was they changed it to Indians so that you would not know how to connect back to your ancestors that were already here. It's a plot that's carried out. And the plot being carried out has led to 2023, where you still got little, I'm assuming little white children still believing in this sickness. In this sickness. There was a time where a Moorish America could rise up to a cardinal, to a king, to anything in a European nation. King James. They say King James was who? Like the same complexion as the guy that played basketball. He wasn't no European or white man. How you like that? Well, let's go do the research. Because it's time for us to stop teaching our children these lies that has been perpetuated up to now, that these little children in California and so many other places that they're not putting on the news. Look how long they took to put it on the news. TMC, the guy Levine act like he's shocked. Oh, I'm shocked. Oh my God, this can't be happening. You fool. You know it's happening. You know it's been happening. And the black guy, I'm going to call him black because he acting black. He's sitting there beside him like he in shock. Come on, man. Stop being a fool. Both of them just big fools playing you. They'll try to make us fools. Because if we sit there and listen to them, and we listen to how they're reacting, oh, I'm shocked, oh my God, oh my, stop doing that. Because that's perpetuating this racism. You know this racism is going on. You know it's going on with even little white children. You know it's going on up in the White House. You know it's going on in the Senate. You know it's going on with judges and police. You know it's going on all around in the system. This institutional racism can't be abolished if you're going to sit there and be like Levine, and I hope I'm saying his name right, and the guy on TMC, and act like it's a shock. It's a culture shock. It's blowing your mind. Now you lying to us. Now you faking with us. And the children gonna do the same thing. Because they're looking at you because you're popularized. You, Steve Harvey, or you Charlemagne the God. Charlemagne the God. Listen at it. Charlemagne. Who is Charlemagne? Is a white man. He's a French man. Here's who he's calling God. He ain't that nigga ain't calling himself God. Excuse my language. I'm sorry about that. But he ain't calling himself God. That just makes you angry to see these people play on the minds of people in this 2023. Martin Luther King died for this thing to change in 1968, April 4th. Malcolm X died in 65. Medgar Evers died. Come on, there's so many Moorish American black women that died. And I say Moorish American black women so that you can identify with Moorish American and get some understanding of where I'm coming from, to put you back into the constitutional fold. Because if you call yourself a Negro, black, or colored folk, you're deluding to slavery. So these people died for these things to stop, and you got this man on TMC acting like he's shocked at the racism from 12-year-old children, from sixth grade-year-old children. That is an outrage, yes. But where is it coming from? Nobody said nothing about the parents yet. Nobody said nothing about the parents. And as a matter of fact, nobody is getting on the school board, the directors to be fired, because this stuff been going on. Talk to the children over there. Talk to the children in that school, and I guarantee you that this been going on. I mean, give some real conversation to this demonstration. This is the now. This is the NOW now that we should be coming together on right now, because it's 12-year-old it's children. It ain't even the nasty grown folks that try to teach these children that. It's the children, man. And our children got to suffer for this? Wrong.